Hello and welcome to the first race of the season at RPR Season 8 here in Silverstone. I am your host DXD Hobo and I'm looking forward to an exciting new season. Got a couple of new drivers in, some of the old people as well, and we're going to have hopefully a full grid tonight. So if you are new to the stream, do make yourself known. If you're old stream, again, just have a little say hello. Quickly, a bit of housekeeping. Thank you, Ari, for the follow last week. They're much appreciated. I've got also DXD Viper followed and Deadly Chubb. Thank you very much for these follows. I think I did catch them live on stream, but just to make sure. Thank you for the sub, James. Much appreciated. Are you actually racing today? No, you're not. James, man, come back to racing. We miss you. Thank you for the sub with Prime. Much appreciated. Okay, so what I need to do quickly, because I've just been sent the new teams or new drivers tables for this one. Obviously brand new season, there's no points, but it's just so you guys can see who is where. Let me just make sure I've got that selected for you all. But hope you hi Mrs. Carl, hope you're doing well. And then hope also James, Can't do GP1 anymore due to FIFA season. Race GP2 now. Oh God, they're racing with me on GP2, and there's less points I want to get now. You should have joined our FIFA league. You haven't got to play it. It's a FIFA chairman. Got 18 teams signed up for it. Our first game's going to be tomorrow. Brand new aspects or concept for playing FIFA. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. Everyone's quite excited in the chat. Well, in the Discord. Okay, so here we go. What I'm going to do now is quickly open up my folders and my files, and I'll run down with you who is in what car, any changes, all that kind of stuff, and we can get watching this sprint season. So it'll be a sprint race for the first, say sprint season, sprint race. So we've got short quali now, onto the sprint, and then onto a normal 50% race. Okay, where am I looking? DXT. And I'll also talk more about the DXT Chairman League. I was just talking about earlier. We are starting tomorrow. Okay, let's open up that. Okay, so first of all, so you guys can see driver's table. There we go. Make sure you guys can see that nice. Hopefully it's not too small. I can't see because I've got a thing in the way. There we go. Oh, by the way, you can see me on the camera as well. Forgot about that. I'm now on camera. Isn't that nice? Everyone can see me. I've got it working now, so it's all good. I've got my DXT merch on, as you can see. Alright, hit the screen. There we go. So, okay. First of all, we'll go through alphabetical order, so we'll go through each driver. We'll try and go through the teams as well. So we've got Ali Defa, who is in the Aston Martin this year. His teammate will be, so I look down and find it, will be Carl, aka DXT CK Froud. So them two teaming up again in the different car. We have Avi with his usual teammate of Erez, and they're going to be in the Haas. We have Cherry, who I believe teams with, who's it, Red Bull? With Frenzy, the Cherry and Frenzy in the Red Bull this year. We have Crookie in the Alpha Tauri with DXT Rob Sim Racer. We have Dara, who's returned to the league in the McLaren. He's teamed up with Gustav. So, Gustav we've seen bits of. Dara we've not seen much of. He's a very quick driver, but we'll see how he gets on in the no assist here. We have Dr. Robot making a return in the Ferrari, and his teammate would be, where's his teammate? Super Bounty. Again, we've seen Super Bounty before, so another quick driver. DXT Moreland and El Stefano stick together, and they're going to be in the Alfa Romeo. We've seen Rob already. El Stefano, done that. Erez is done. Hadzojo in the Mercedes. His teammates will be... Where's Mercedes? There we go. Speedy. So Hadzojo and Speedy in the Mercedes this year. Then we have Johnny Stokes in the Williams with his teammate of Scotty. Hopefully making another play for the constructors. Our champion Carl, who did get to pick his car this year, has picked the Alpine. And his teammate was keep staying with RPR Chubb. Another good pair in there. Hopefully Chubb can have a better season he did last year. Wasn't the best of season, wasn't the worst. Just had a couple of bad starts. And I believe that is everyone. So there we go. So do give us a shout to your favourite drivers and who you want to win. Your predictions for the race. Is Jack going to storm it? Can Morla make a turnaround? We'll wait and see. I am good, Mrs. Carl. Thank you very much. But yeah, so let's have a look now. A couple of times I've gone through. Dara said first time of the fastest time so far, 126.9. Avi with a 127.9. Johnny 128.2. Scotty 120.3. So a couple of decent times. So everyone is trying to get out very quickly. We'll jump on board with someone. Where's Moyland? There we go. Moyland was doing a bit of practice earlier on track. I was watching the tyres. The information I was getting from the game wasn't accurate. It told me he did 27 laps on hards and only had like 30% wear. So either he's a king with tyre wear or something went badly wrong. I'm assuming something badly wrong because he only did 21 laps in that session. So yeah, normal season. There was going to be talks of potentially pairing up the drivers with like the fastest with the slowest from the season before. That's not going to go ahead this year, maybe for next year as well. And I think that will be interesting to see. We have a McLaren lockout at the moment with Gustav going 127.1. We've still got is Carl Jack here today? Where is Jack? I haven't seen it. I don't think Jack's here. I think maybe Jack is joining late. So we're just seeing that Rob Moylan now crossed the line. Let's put on the telemetry and stuff as well so you guys can see what is going on. There we go. Moylan goes third fastest at the 127.9. on the soft tyre, so not a bad time for his first little run. Yeah, no Jack at the moment. I can see. Hopefully he gets in soon. We have Dutch Face. Oh no, Dutch Face is in the Alpine, so maybe Jack isn't racing today, and Jack's going to miss the first race. Because I don't believe Dutch Face. I think Dutch Face is reserving this year, so there you go. So no Jack today. So it does open up the fastest lap and poles and stuff, and see what happens. It's going to be starting off on the back foot, but it's not unlike Jack. Did the same sort of thing last year and still managed to win the league by quite a comfortable margin, to be honest. Let's have a look what else. I've got my telemetry thing working well, which is good. Let me just put that over here so I can see tyre wear and stuff. It's not really much difference anyway. It's a bit annoying because I can't change this that much. There we go. Put it there. Put it there. Why not? Actually, can you just get rid of it altogether? Because I don't need that on my screen. I've got it on the stream anyway. So I talk to myself quite a lot. It happens. It happens. So let's go with someone else. Who is on the lap? Dutch Face invalid his lap again. Where's Booker? Booker's returned. Booker Bronco returned. It's like he's reserving this year as well. He's in the Ferrari. Which is... Who's his teammate there? That's two Ferraris have not got today. So he's one of them he's covering for. So I didn't see his name just now. Who was the other Ferrari driver that we're missing? Dr. Robot. I think he's joining late. And so we bet Super Bounty not here today, unfortunately. But 18 grid, this should be good fun. There's no Mr. Carl is out on track as well on his outlap, so let's see what he can do in a little while. We'll stand board of Booker Bronco as he goes around Cops on the approach of Cops. Very wide there on the exit. Has to let off a lot of throttle, so he didn't invalidate as he approaches Maggots and Beckett's now. Can he carry that speed through? Goes deep into Maggots, which is going to really compromise his exit. And then you can see there how slow he's going on the exit there and onto the back straight. So my head's going to be going left and right today. I'm trying to keep an eye on what's going on there and what screen's here. So here we go. Was that a white? Oh, I thought that was like a white Red Bull then. It's not. It's the Haas. It's weird seeing these drivers in different colour cars this year. Booker's pulled out of his lap by the looks of it. Oh, he's going to go maybe one more run at it. We'll jump on board with Joe. Where's Joe now? Speedy's back from his stint in America. Let's see if he can drive any better. Probably not. Mr. Dollar Signs himself. So yeah, so if you are interested in FIFA and you want to see what's happening tomorrow and on Wednesday, it's going to be the opener of the DXT FIFA Chairman 23 League. Essentially, there's 18 players, 18 teams in the league. As Joe invalidates his thing there, we'll jump on board with someone else while we talk about this. Let's go on board with Johnny. He's invalidated as well. But Johnny's going to start another lap, so we'll go on board with Johnny. So there's 18 teams. Each team had a budget of 500 million euros, and they got to go around and buy any players they could based on a valuation a website has given them. Then players all get amalgamated onto FIFA, and then we basically tune in and watch the AIs play each other with them two teams. So it's essentially, you're a FIFA chairman, you're not a manager. You bought a club, you put in 500 million euros, and essentially after that it's all down to the team and the manager and the players, or not manager but AI, to run the season. Yeah, so that's basically it. So it should be a lot of fun. Good evening, Lulu. It is Lulu, is it Lulu Williams? Another member of the DXT Chairman League, which is starting tomorrow. Did I mention it's starting tomorrow? Good shout out to Pepsi here. Actually, could you grab that thing over there for me? I'm live on stream. I can't just walk away from the stream. Back in a second, everyone.
Do you think the baby will be okay?
Oh, so you knocked him out. Yeah, he's fine. Alright. Just gonna sit here, drink some Prime, stay hydrated. Lovely. Real bottle of Prime. Look at that. Real bottle of Prime. Bang. Prime energy. Prime there. Let's put that somewhere where you guys can see it. Stick it up there. The whole stream so you guys can see my Prime. Yeah, buzzing, mate. I'm going to smash Mansfield. Yeah, so, okay, I just realised the chat. You can't see the chat because my face is in the way. Where can I put the chat so you guys can see? Let's put it in the middle. Nah. Put it up there somewhere. Or, where can we put this chat so it's not in the way? Let's put it there. Fuck it, why not? Put it there. Leave it up there. Okay, so Johnny Stokes 128.0. He is still on a push lap, so we'll see how he gets on. Just shove it in the middle, mate. Yeah, in the middle of the screen. That will do. That will do. I think that's alright, because you can see that last, what, 2 messages anyway. I'm just getting my fat head out of the way. So Ranstow goes Johnny, and he's going to go into the pit. So he must. His lap was a 128.0. He's still got time to go around and set another 5 minutes left on the clock. Everyone else still in the pits. Dara is out on track, so we'll stay on board with Dara. Oh, and he spun it. What a shame. Big spin there on the final corner for Dara. Not what you want to see from someone sitting on pole. And that was about to be the start of his lap as well. As you can see, he's not used any overtake. Is he going to try to keep pushing? Surely not. No, I don't think he's backed out of that. Probably going to have to go around again. He's got 5 minutes. He's got time to go around. Quick question. You just go in one game after another tomorrow night. August. So yeah, at the moment I don't know rough. It's going to be very difficult to work out how long these games are going to be. Each half about 8 minutes, so give or take. I think each game should be about half an hour-ish long. So I'm going to let it play out for this one. So it's going to be in that order on the Discord. So where is the Discord? I'll read them out actually while we're sitting here. So yeah, the first game will be Newcastle Rangers, Mansfield, Colchester, Sunderland, and Sheffield, and then Young Boys versus Man United. And then the stream will start at 7:30. Whether we go live at 7:30, like with the actual games, I don't know yet. We'll see how long it takes to set up, chatting and stuff. So I think the first game might be about 8 o'clock, and then we'll see how we get on after that. So we're watching Dara now doing some pirouettes for some strange reason. But yeah, then so yeah, we'll get a better idea of timings later on. So he's not sure what he's doing there. He's over revving the tyres on purpose there for whatever reason. All he's going to be doing, as you can see on the tyre thing, is overheated his tyres and putting unnecessary wear on them. So hey ho, as he's gone around again. So strange behaviour, but we'll jump on board with Ali Defa. I think he's going around the lot. Yep, he's going around Magnus and Beckett's. He's slowed right down though. Has he pulled out of his lap? DRS is open, so unless he started his lap now. Cheers, Lulu. I hope it was said. I hope, by the looks of everyone in the chat, everyone's looking or sounding very excited about it all. So it's good. It's good stuff. I'm glad that you'll enjoy the concept of it and understand it. Into the pits. Anyone else can go on board with Dutch Face? Where is Dutch Face on track? They're all queuing to set a lap. Is that Erez? We'll go by the Erez. We don't see Erez. But he starts his lap in the Haas. Yeah, it's good that everyone seems really interested and really engaged with the whole idea. But yeah, if you have any questions about it, if you do watch, this kind of stuff, just makes it a lot more interesting and fun knowing you can't play the game. Yeah, that's it's weird, isn't it? It's a weird thing. Normally, like people get excited about a 2-player game, but this you've got no control over. Obviously, you've got control of who you bought and where you're playing them in that particular game, but not actually using them. It means, like, for example, I'm not very good at FIFA. I could play someone like who's good at FIFA that you guys would, I don't know, Castro, for example. I think Castro, FIFA YouTuber. I said Castro can join this server, make a team up, and I could beat him because it's not about me playing it. It's about Castro playing it. It's not about the little foibles in the game or the little hacks you have. Like back in the day, there was the cross shot where you did the RB square, or I'm back on Xbox. the RB square or RBX, whatever it was. And then you end up with a little chippy cross shot that would go in, or the finesse shot edge of the box, all that kind of stuff. That doesn't make no difference. All down to what the AI does, which is interesting. But here we go. We're on board now with Erez, as he's going to get a bit of a tow potentially for his teammate there of Avi as they go around the final corner, and he goes faster on a 1:28.3 up into 8th. Whether his teammate helped him or hindered him there, I don't know. Who else we got on board? Moylan just started his lap. We'll stay on board in Moylan as he's just starting. So 1:27.9 to beat. Very quick there through the second corner. And keep an eye on other times. Well, Gustav's going out on track now. Everyone is literally out on track other than Dara and Ali Difa, who are both have retired in the pits. Everyone is on lap and obviously Robin's in the pits as well, not choosing to come out again, sitting in 11th place. 1/10 up so far for Moyland. He needs to find a lot more if he wants to beat Gustav and Dara. He's currently 8 tenths off the pace of Gustav, and well, nearly a second, so 9 tenths, give or take. 9 tenths, 8 tenths, 8 tenths off the pace. No, it can't be 8 tenths. My maths is gone. No, it's more than that. It's nearly a second off. Yeah, it's over a second off Dara's pace. I was right the first time. Why did I doubt myself? Through Magus and Beckett's now into the DRS section. We'll see his split time as he comes down. It's 4 tenths up as he goes down the back straight on the approach of Stowe. Stay on board, see how he handles this. Staying in 5th gear and holding it around the 6th as he approaches the final 2 corners. Nicely done there. We'll see how he goes round. Here we go. Let's see if he can beat it. It's 120. It won't be a 126. Might be a 127.2. It's not fast enough to beat Gustav, and he will stay in 3rd for the time being. Johnny Stokes invalid his lap, so he'll be out of this session. Scotty's in the pits. Cherry now. Also on board with Cherry's 10 seconds down. Booker Bronco is 4 tenths up. Can he find any more pace? Dutch Face invalid again, so he's not had the best sessions. Frenzy and Speedy both also not setting laps. And we'll stand with Gustav. Where's Gustav now on track? And he's invalid as well. So that will be it. Unless Cherry's going to the pits. Yeah, that's it. That is it for quali, as El Stefano has joined now. So that means Moylan has got his teammate back. Unfortunately, not be able to qualify here, start at the back of the grid. But that will be it for the first sprint race of RPR at Silverstone. Fun fact, RPR have started their season with Silverstone as a sprint. TTFL are finishing their season with Silverstone as a sprint. How funny how life works. I'll drink some more Prime. Stay hydrated. No, I need to stay hydrated, don't I? Stay hydrated. As I'm spilling it down me as well. Lovely. And there we go. Let's get rid of that. Don't need to see that. What it's saying down there was Gustav was second place. And there we go. So for the sprint race, we have Dara on pole with McLaren lockout with Gustav in 2nd. Alfa and Mario are 3rd with Moylans. We have Avi in 4th, Chubb in 5th, Johnny Stokes and his teammate Scotty are in 6th and 7th. 8th place we have Erez. 9th we have the Red Bull of Cherry. Aldifa is in the Aston Martin in 10th. Rob is in 11th. 12th is Mr. Carl. 13th is GGC. 14th is Hadzojo. 15th Booker Bronco. 16th Dutch Face. 17th Frenzy. 18th is Speedy. And then we'll see El Stefano and anyone else that joined in 19th and 20th. I'm looking forward to this season. I think it's going to be interesting with the likes of Gustav and Dara and Moyland and all these drivers. Obviously, I would like to have seen Jack in the race today. Maybe he's going to join late. I don't know. But by the looks of it, with Dutch Face in his car, it doesn't look like we're going to see Jack today. Okay, so as we're waiting for players. Should be an exciting race. I'm really excited to see this. back to the action again. It's been a long winter. Hope everyone's Christmas was good, by the way. Have a good Christmas and New Year. What I do need to do actually put some new merch on the DXD thingy. It's got the old badge here, so that's like a vintage badge now. This one got the old vintage badge. Got the new badge now for TTFL. Just trying to see down the pit grid. Anyone else has joined? I can't see anyone there though. It's very difficult to see once you get past, well, past the Ferrari really. But here we go. So formation lap here. There we go. It's going to be a no-stop race, as you would expect in a sprint. Tyre choices, I'm assuming everyone will go on to the mediums, but we'll wait and see. Yeah, mediums. Well, friends, he's gone for the softs. We've seen that before last year, where he's gone for the soft tyre. And like I said, El Stefano has managed to join, and he will start in the Ferrari at the back. So obviously he is the teammate of the the Alfa Romeo. But there we go. So, not much really to talk about here. Obviously, very simply, that everyone is on the same sort of tyres, same sort of life. We don't need to see any of this, really. Let's hide that for a minute as we were on board with Gustav. So there's their particular strategy. We know this. We know this. We're Formula 1 experts here. We know all this. A very quick formation lap from Dara. There's a bit of a gap between his teammates and the rest of the pack. So if you will want to slow that down, so they're coming out of cops, and you've got a little group of drivers at the back here. Not even... Is there a spinner somewhere? Yeah, there is. We have got a spinner in the Aston Martin of Mr. Carl. What is he doing, Mrs. Carl? So we'll try and make your way back up the grid now. So he's in 12th. He's currently sitting, well, essentially in 14th. No, so he's in 12th now. He's sitting in... I can't talk today. 17th place. So here we go. So Dara now coming into the final sector of this. Again, he hasn't really backed up the pack enough. He wants to really slow down. If he wants to bunch up this pack up, because everyone is really spread out at the moment. And the way he's going to be sitting on the grid for a very long time. As Dara does take his place. Perfect stop there from Werland. I thought he was going way too quick then. Brilliant stop. Look at that. We'll jump on board. Chubb been disqualified from the thing because he's overshot. Hazard been disqualified. On board at the moment with El Stefano. Tries to get as much heat into them tyres as humanly possible. And here we go. Ready for the start of the race. He's taking a very tentative start. Oh, and Speedy way out of the grid slot there. What was he doing? And 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 lights, 5 lights. And away we go in Silverstone for the first race in Season 8. Great start there from Dara, but although Gustav doesn't get a great start in the back, and already alongside is Moylan as they're going into the second corner. Gustav is just going to be ahead, and Moylan has to yield that for the time being. But Avi going to have a little slick up the inside of Moylan's. Has a little think about it, but Moylan has a better traction out of that corner. We have got yellow flags wave at the back. Looks like it's Mr. Carl who's gone rounds. No, it looks like he's okay. Fairly clean start for everyone here though, which is good. So currently Dara leading the race. Moylan is in third as we are on board now with Avi, who is trying to chase down these top 3. Doesn't want them to get too far ahead. Chubb is chasing as well with Scotty and Johnny Stokes in hot pursuit. Quick change there of Speedy overtaking his teammate there. Maybe a little bit of team orders happening. So Booker's making an overtake. Go on, Booker. Booker had a little go against Hadzojo, but has to let his teammates for the day, El Stefano, go. Obviously not teammates in real life. Just in this race, so we have yellow flags waving ahead. I'm not sure what that's for again. I'm not sure what that was for. There's no visual damage on anyone's cars. It's like Frenzy trying to keep out of trouble. He's at the back of the pack at the moment. We'll stay on board now with the front runners. We'll see where Moylan is. Mrs. Carl not watching where he was going. Ugh. It's the one thing you got to do when you're racing is watch where you're going. Well, here we go. So, first race, looking like I said, very good start for the first race. Got a lot of new drivers, a lot of respect given. Bear in mind, these guys might be a bit rusty, not raced for a few weeks with the Christmas period. And we are now just watching now to see if Moylan can keep with these two guys up front. Dara was already trying to open up a gap, 1 second on his teammate nearly. Anyone else at the back? DRS won't be open yet until the next lap, so not much to really watch out for. Again, we do know it's a one-stop strategy, so no pit stops will be necessary today. I would have expected that Frenzy to make some more inroads here. He's really struggling at the back. Let's have a look at his tyre wear. Well, whether he's got it, it looks like he hasn't got his telemetry on, unfortunately. It's saying no percent, and as you would imagine, them softs will not be on no percent. They'll be on quite high percent at the moment. Moylan's slightly dropping out of the DRS of Gustav, which is not what he wants really. As you can see, trying to use some overtake to get back in within it. And Frenzy's spun. Frenzy's had a little spin out of Magnus and Beckett's. And now he's at the back of the pack, struggling away. Darius is fast up on the race so far, 128.6. Moylan's gone round? Moylan went round. What happened to Moylan's? Moylan's at the moment, there's no damage on his car, but it looks like he has had a bit of a spin. And he's now down into 7th place. Not sure what happened there. I'll maybe ask at the end of the race. We're on board at the moment with Johnny Stokes as he's trying to chase his teammate down with DRS as well. But it'd be a massive DRS train all the way from 3rd place down to Moylan in 7th. Who Moylan will just be outside that DRS train. So it's a long DRS train there. Also had another longer one from Ali Defa all the way down until else following 16th. So another 6-car DRS train as the McLaren boys have left the pack and they are now in a world of their own, leading the way. Avi's got a lot to think about now with not only Chubb behind, teammates to the former champion, but also Johnny and Scotty who are chasing down as well. And here we go, DRS is now open. Chubb is a bit too far away, but Scotty also can't do anything at the moment. Just going to keep an eye, see what's happening with these drivers at the moment. As we're seeing Rob and his teammates that change of position. Rob is now up into 11th. And GGC and Speedy going side by side, very, very close. And Speedy gets the better of him. GGC falls down another place in the 13th. Speedy saw Rob's move and goes, you know what, I'm going to follow you around, mate. Straight away, took that position and well done for it. Very, very clean. As we've got Dutch Face, it's also on the approach. As we've got another spinner. That looks like it's Booker Bronco. Yeah, Booker Bronco at the back there, having a bit of a moment. Oh, these guys getting very close together now. Will Speedy like to try and make a move here on Rob. DRS enabled. ERS enabled. Rob might just be okay. Yes, just ahead at the right moment. As we're seeing another spin from Booker. There's no damage on the car, but I said them tyres will be overheating. As you can see, already up to 100%. 100 degree tyres on the back. Not what you want. When they get too hot, they lose grip and they're basically pointless. You might as well be riding on ice. So he's looking on board with GGC. He's been overtaken again and down into 14th. Not having the best of laps so far. Erez is chasing down Cherry. Cherry, Cherry baby, Cherry. Goes to the inside. Good move there into Stowe. Is he going to be given enough room? No, they're still side by side as they come down. But Cherry has to back out of that one eventually. Erez is like, do you know what? This is my line, mate. I am taking it. And he goes up into 8th place. And Cherry down into 9th. Rob is still doing well to hold back the tide of Speedy. For how long, though, I don't know. Speedy on to 30% ERS. More than Rob on to 33, so very similar ERS. At the moment, as Speedy gets a bit out of shape there and opens the door for Dutch Face. Dutch Face has got his inside wheel, but Speedy manages to hold it together in the second phase of that corner. That does mean he has got a bit of breathing room now, does Rob. DRS was picked up still, so lucky for Speedy, he can regain some composure. Another spinner, I think that was Frenzy. He's not having the best of times at all on these soft tyres. As you can see, yeah, he's very twitchy. Frenzy's very new to no assist, so he's done very well to be here, to be honest. That's something I couldn't do. Not in this game, anyway. Moyland is caught up to the back of the pack there. Avi still somehow leading the mid-pack, I'll say the mid-pack, the front runners there. Dara and Gustav have completely gone, though. They're good old 5 seconds clear. As Avi, speaking of Devil, has just lost that place to Chubb. Chubb makes that move on the third place sitter. And, Scotty thought he's going to have a little go in there. I wonder at some point, are they going to have a little conversation with him and Scotty? Him and Johnny, as I say, look, we need to sit around for a little bit. Because we have got a fighting little Moylan behind. But yeah, we're just trying to keep an eye on this little pack here. Can Avi do anything? No, he can't, as Scotty sends it down the inside and gets that move done. And then so does Johnny. Opportunistic moves from these two drivers. I can't really see anything, as even Moylan goes around the outside. Terrible first start to the lap for Avi. He's gone down 4 places. From third to fourth, from third to seventh. It's like Scotty made that move and it compromised Avi's line, and Avi's not been there. That makes sense. Avi disconnected, and in that disconnection, loses out on 4 places. He will not be happy. He will not be happy. I will explain why these moves were. They were quite aggressive moves from the drivers. They're just trying to get past as quick as they possibly could. Going to stay on board with Scotty. Let's see if he can make the move on Chubb. Now with DRS, Chubb is struggling with overtake, as he's got none there, as he's under 10%, and it's a simple move from Scotty. Can Johnny do the same? Follow his teammate through? Doesn't look like he can, unless he's going to do a late lunge into this corner here. No, doesn't do that. Let's wait one more lap. And Frenzy's really not having a good day at the moment. He loses it out of Cops. Johnny's all over the back of Chubb, trying to find an inch he could stick that nose in the lovely Williams car. Battle of the Blues, Williams and Alpine. The problem is now Scotty needs to break away from Chubb as quick as possible, because Chubb is going to have DRS. There was a big twitch there from Chubb, which is going to compromise his exit. No ERS to help, as you can see Johnny makes the move with overtake, goes down the inside and will hold it very, very nicely, and will take that place away from Chubb. Now it's Moylan's go. Can Moylan do anything? He's losing touch a little bit. He has a big twitch. Good catch there. Very good catch. Manages to just hold on. He is definitely struggling though, Moylan. He's low on ERS and falling out of the DRS with Avi on the attack behind, who's now back in his seat. Trying to see who else we got on board. We got maybe a potential move from El Stefano. Are we going to see a more punchy El Stefano this year? He seemed a bit subdued last year. He's gone very, very wide there, so it won't be anytime soon. We'll see a move from them too. So Johnny Stokes. Oh, change there from Rob and Dutch Face. Dutch Face goes round the outside, round the outside, round the outside. Oh, Rob gets his braking all wrong. Nearly flies into the back of the Alpine. And Joe all over the back still, trying to wait for a mistake. Although all Rob's got to do is sit within the 3 seconds of Dutch Face, and he will get that place anyway. He won't get a point for it, though, unfortunately. There's not many penalties actually today. You've got Dutch Face, Mr. Carl, Hadzoja and Frenzy all on penalties. So don't forget, points are only awarded from 1st to 8th. As Hadzoja gets another penalty there. Probably brings his 10 up to about 6. Can Speedy make the move on Rob? Not yet, he can't. Rob goes very wide there though, under braking. Does well to regain himself and park his Alpha Tauri in the middle of the track. He is now losing a lot of ground to Dutch Face. He wants to be very careful in this defending against Speedy. Or Speedy gets his braking all messed up as well and has to go wide on the exit. Looks like Speedy has a much better line through Magus and Beckett. Rob gets a bit out of shape there, and Speedy manages to hold it through, although it does kind of put off Rob. We're going to jump on board anyway. We're going to go back up higher up in the grid, as we've seen a little train forming behind Scotty. Chubb still managing to hold on in there. Scotty leading this little pack from Johnny, Chubb and Moyland, and dragging Avi along with him. Moyland has managed to drag himself back within the DRS. ERS battles though, the two front Williams drivers 30%, 40%, and then we've got Chubb in 15% ERS. Moyland's got 27, he's all over the back of the Alpine, and Avi of 11%. So only the front runners have the DRS, as Moyland does make that move now on the last lap of this race, sprint race, and does get that move done. Can he try? Has he got enough time to make a move on Johnny to try and get in one more place before the end? We are just looking where Dara is. Dara is coming around Magus and Beckett's now, so he's got a bit of time before he finishes this sprint. Moyland's done well to really regain himself. I think he had the pace to stay out ahead of Scotty and keep third, or not Scotty, but third place at the time. But did kind of scrim up a little bit. He's going to use up all the overtake he can to try and stay ahead, as we're seeing Chubb and Avi going side by side into Stowe. Can Chubb defend Avi? Avi's going to try and go around the outside. Chubb defends the inside and he will hold it off. Dara wins the sprint. Gustav in second. We're staying on board with this little fight here between Avi and Chubb. Looks like Chubb's just going to hold off. Avi, it's contact between the two and they're both into a wall. Oh my god, what happened there? They're both stuck. They are both stuck. Apparently they've crossed the line. They have crossed the line. Somehow they managed to get 6 and 7 still. Where is the line? It's there. They did cross the line. That's why they just reversed into each other. What an end. Oh god, what was that? It was a bit of a ballsy move there from Avi to try and stick a wheel up the inside. Did give Chubb a bit of contact, but luckily enough, the finish line is quite early on into the exit, so they was able to spin across the line and take that position. So well done, them two drivers, somehow managing to keep that off. Cherry comes in 8th, LED in 9th, Rob in 10th, Dutch Face in 11th for the penalties. Does stay ahead of Speedy though in 12th, Erez in 13th, GDC in 14th, Mr. Carl in 15th, Elstefano 16th, Patrick 17th, Frenzy having a bad day in 18th, and Booker now is just coming round the final corner to end this session and will be in 19th place to start the race. Wow. Need some hydration after that, Jesus Christ. Dutch Face driver today. It's hard to tell on a sprint personally. It's only 9 laps. Let's get rid of this table for a little bit. We don't need that at the moment. So as you can see, what I said earlier, Dara will take the full 8 points. Gustav in second. Scotty in third. Johnny in fourth. 5th place is Moyland. 6th is Chubb, and Avi in 7th. Somehow these two managed to cross the line intact. And in 8th place is Cherry in the Red Bull. No one else will score points as it's only a sprint, but it was a fantastic race, especially that end. All battling out for literally 2 points. These two drive 3 points. The battle they're fighting for. Nearly ended it all for 3 points. It's only race 1. Only week 1. Not even race 1 yet. Only going to the race yet. Week 1. Anyone would think that was the last race of the season and they're battling out for the 1 point of the championship. I think Chubb would have been a bit more annoyed if Avi had killed them both before the end. But hey ho, they survived. They'd live another day. I've lost my mouse. Where's my mouse gone? Yeah, mouse. I don't know, my mouse has disappeared too. I want to check Discord, but I can't. Right, let me see if I can fix that with me. Where the fit? Might turn my camera off. Yeah, it does. The camera back in a minute, don't worry. Alright, here we go. Webcam. Let's fix that quickly. Now the camera's not going to work anymore. Why? It was working so well before. Why have you got to be a dick? Let's try it again. Why does everything have to play up? Why did I have to interfere with it? That's the big question. Hey, we are back. We are back in business. Here we go. Okay, so I'm in the way a little bit of that board, aren't I? My fat head's in the way. Can I move my webcam a little bit? Oh, let's disappear altogether. Let's just have a bit of shrinkage, I think. A little bit of shrinkage. There we go. Bit of shrinkage. Bit of shrinkage. Oh, let's hide that a bit. There. Let's hide me in the corner. There we go. Nobody puts baby in the corner. There we go. That's better. Now we can see the whole table. Let's put on telemetry and let's see the tyre choices for the main feature race. Hard tyres for the front two McLaren drivers. Then we have Chubb also on the hard, Dutchford on the hards, Mr. Carl on the hards, Elstefan on the hards, and everyone else has chosen the medium tyre. No one on the softs. And again, it's a huge gap between the drivers. Dara really needs to back this pack up a lot more. Obviously, it's not his fault if these guys aren't keeping up, but they need to try and keep up with the pace of the formation lap. As you can see, Dara is slowing down quite a lot to try and make sure these guys are kept in check a little bit more. Oh, he's going for an aggressive line. Looks like he is pointing more towards the right-hand side. And does that well. 2 cars invalid, or 3 cars, 4 cars. Cherry and Leafer, Rob and Dutchface all disqualified so far. Speedy's disqualified. Anyone else? Anyone else? Any more for any more? Any more for any more? Looks like okay for everyone else. Touch wood. Yeah. There was one more I think in there. I can't remember who it was. There we go. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And away we go here in Britain for the main feature race. Gustav gets a better start than they did last one and immediately covers off Scotty on the inside. But Scotty's going to hang it around as the car's gone shooting off, and that was Chubb. Chubb's gone way, way wide in the first corner. Also Booker Bronco as well. I don't think there's any damage on the car, though. We're going to stay on board with Scotty as Moylan trying to make a move around the outside. Can he make it stick? Oh, he's got the space, though. You see Scotty ahead, or Gustav ahead, trying to get the heat into them tyre as much as he can. Moylan late on the brakes. Scotty is still trying to hang it in there, though. Moylan on the inside now and should be able to have the good traction on the way out. And Johnny's going to follow, or try to follow him through. First contact there between the 2 Williams drivers. Johnny backs out of that as they head into Cops. Sorry, yeah, Cops corner. Chubb, any damage on Chubb's car? No damage on Chubb's by the looks of it. Booker's okay as well. Just a bit of unnecessary tyre wear and overheating. Difference is now, this is where we're going to see Moylan really attacking the back of these McLarens. They're on the harder tyre, Moylan on the soft tyre. So he needs to get through these 2 quickly as possible. Gustav is trying all he can to stay ahead of the Alfa Romeo. Try to defend it, help his team as much as he can. But Moylan's very, very punchy. Trying to go every which way but loose to get past this orange monster. And into the first lap we go. Dara sent fast lap as you would expect. But here, a bit of dirt kicking up there from the drivers in front. Bit of touching on the grass. So Moylan needs to try and get past Gustav ASAP. Doesn't really want him to get pulled along with a DRS. The sooner he can get past Gustav, the sooner he can be on the back and trying to attack Dara. And make sure he's using up the best life of his tyres. 11 laps they reckon that the mediums will go up to. 11 laps for the mediums, 11 to 15. So you can see their tyre life is already up to 12% for the medium of the on Moorland. Although it's very similar for Gustav, but that's not right. For some reason my pit's not working. There we go, it's back to normal again. So Moorland now. Gustav is using up all the overtake he can to stay ahead of Moorland. Moorland playing the patient game at the moment. Saved his overtake. He knows he'll have DRS in the next lap to make that move. Although the only problem is Gustav will have DRS on his teammate as well to help pull him along. We'll wait and see how this pans out in a little bit. As we're seeing a bit of a gap forming between Moorland and Scotty. DRS is now enabled for this lap. There's three little packs forming at the moment. We've got the battle for first between Dara down to, I thought that's going to be something happening there. Dara down to Avi. Then we've got Ali Difa down to Erez, and then GGC. Bit of a, well, he's in there somewhere as Booker has retired from session in the pit lane. He's had enough of that for one day. Yellow flag's waving again. Who's that gone round? It looks like it's Hazojo. It is. Hazojo's gone spinning round. No damage on the car, just low traction there. As Chubb is trying to fight his way back through and does get past Frenzy, and now trying to get past El Stefano, the teammate of the Alfa Romeo of Moorland. We're going to stay on board with this battle though for third place. Second place even. The pack is starting to drift back in again, so back within touching distance. Gustav still trying to stay ahead of Moorland. He's starting to lose touch with his teammate though, which is not going to be good for him. Whether Dara tries to slow down. Bit of a bad line there from Gustav. Oh, Moorland all over the back of him there, late on the brakes. Almost trying to be inside the McLaren. It's a one-seater Moorland for a reason. Oh, he's done it again! He spun it again on the same corner. What is happening with Moorland today? The same corner, he has the same spin, and he's all the way down in, well, won't even be the 12th place, yeah, as these two cars go past him. Ah, Moorland, not having the best of days today at all. That has given Gustav a nice bit of breathing room, as he's already, now he's got a 1.5 second gap between him and Scotty. Yellow flags again at the back as GGC has gone round. Oh, very dangerously, crosses the track there. Manages to stay out of trouble though, but he will pick up speed and Frenzy will go around the outside of him there, but he will now be back up to race speed. Very, very close to being a big accident there. Who else? Let's have a look. Who else we got on board? Johnny picks up a penalty there, 3 seconds. That could be crucial for later. Cherry goes really wide. And we're watching this little battle here for sixth place with Ali Difa, Cherry, Dutchface, Rob, Speedy, Erez, Moylands as well now in this little battle. Johnny and Scotty in third and fourth really need to work together in order to close down the gap between the two McLaren drivers. Yellow flags are waving, and that is Mr. Carl, who's had a little spin. He's not out. There's a bit of a spin there. I don't think he's had much damage or any damage. Just have a little flick down, have a look. No damage on the car. It looks like he's okay. Just a little bit of a lost traction. Let's jump back on board with the battle for sixth. Although Johnny is very close to his teammate. Is he going to make a move? Are these having team orders? You don't want to be fighting, lads. Scotty, just let him go, mate. You don't want to be fighting it out, really. You're just going to cause Gustav and Dara to get further away, and the gap is already at 4 seconds from these two battling. So we have a McLaren 1-2 and a Williams 3-4. Yellow flags again. That's Carl's gone round on the exit of turn 1. We are watching now Johnny Stokes trying to see if he can reel back in the hard runners of Gustav and Dara. 5-lap hole tyres. They said you can see their tyre wear 35% on the front, 29 on the rears, or nearly 30 on the rears as well. These tyres are going to have, these are at the pretty much the peak of their ability at the moment. So it's not boding well that these hard runners have stayed out ahead of them. We'll see what happens later on. Obviously, safety cars could play a massive role in this race. It's only 6 laps. There's still 20 to go. There's still a long way to go yet in this race. Ali Defa is still managed to hold off a lot of quick drivers here. We've got a potential move there from... Is that Rob? Rob going up the inside. Go on, Rob. Dutch Face is going to hold it around. I can't see what's going on. Rob again, still up the inside. It's going to open up the door for Speedy and Moylan. These guys, 4-way battle now. Look at this little fight going on. Dutch Face manages to hold it off. Moylan gets Speedy in the fray. But Moylan's going to try now and jump Rob, and he does so. There's no dicks to team orders. That is just pure racing. Unlucky Moylan. Yeah, he's not had the best of days today, Moylan. Silverstone's not been kind to him. Not been kind to him. But he is now up into 9th and chasing down Dutch Face, who is a hard runner. So his tyres, as you can see, 25%. They're still fairly healthy. Moylan's on 35 all round, pretty much. Starting to fade away very quickly. They're about halfway into their actual life. Gustav and Dara. Gustav's keying up with Dara this time. Dara still pushing on 20% ERS, so he is pushing. So is Gustav. There's a bit of a twitch there, does Gustav. Are these two guys going to be fighting it out for the win? It looked like the gap was not. It wasn't as big. Well, sorry. I thought the skill gap was bigger between Dara and Gustav in the sprint. Dara was pulling the way quite comfortably in the sprint race. Doesn't look like he's able to really shake Gustav at the moment. Whether they're doing teamwork and they're just trying to hold it together. Keep ahead of Johnny and, well, we'll say Scotty. Scotty's been overtaken by Avi now, so there's now a Haas in that Williams sandwich. Moyland now, can he do anything with DRS? Dutch Face is just outside of the DRS of the cars in front. Moyland has picked it up there. As you can see, the wing is open. Oh, but Dutch Face has just enough road to make sure he stays out ahead. And he's going to be within DRS if he can stay within this 8/10 gap of Cherry ahead of him. Frenzy picks up another penalty there. It's not like Frenzy to get penalties. Oh, one has a bit of a twitch there on the exit. Doesn't really want to be doing that too often. Dutch Face has picked up the gap massively as well now. Where these guys are battling ahead, he's back within DRS. And obviously I think the tyre life is helping him as he's gone onto the grass to try and get past Cherry. Cherry not leaving him much racing room there. Forced him onto the grass and somehow stays ahead of Warner for the time being. Warner's going to try and go around the outside. Can he make it stick? No, he can't. So his tyres are starting to fall away now as the hards are in their element. The hards will be consistently good now for the next few laps, longer than these medium tyres. We're going to start seeing loss of performance on these mediums. So Moreland doesn't need this battle with Dutch Face really. Tries to go for the low cut there. He's still trying it. He does find a nice little line there, but Dutch Face is going to have good traction coming out. Well, he doesn't actually. Moreland does enough with DRS as well. It's going to just push ahead of Dutch Face into the braking. They're going side by side, and Dutch Face has to pull out of that one. That's a great move from Moreland. Goes early on the brakes, swings it inside. Didn't work the first time. Tries it again, swings it inside. Gets alongside Dutch Face, compromises his line onto the back straight, and does enough there to stay ahead. So now he's got to chase down Cherry in the Red Bull on the same tyres as well. This will be easy for Moreland, easier than Dutch Face anyway. As you can see there, Moreland's having to really lift off as Cherry's not really good at handling the Maggots and Beckets, but then Moreland's a massive twitch. We do notice that Moreland does love a twitchy setup. 1 second as we're seeing a potential battle between Avi and Scotty. Scotty trying to do the same sort of technique, early braking. Oh, we don't want to see a repeat of what happened in the sprint race, and we won't. Scotty managed to back out of that one. As who's gone off there is Chubb's gone round again. Chubb's not having the best of days. He's had a bit of a spin there. I'm not sure there's any damage. There's not any walls around there for him to hit anyway. We're going to stay on board with this little fight between Moreland and Cherry. Cherry is going to get some help from DRS ahead with Ali Difa, who's doing very well. Ali up into 6th place. Very good race from him so far. So Moreland not using any overtake at the moment. I think he's worked out this isn't the best of straights to overtake on. Maybe he's going to wait for Maggotts and Beckett's, because we've seen Cherry isn't the best at handling that. Try and get him on the exit. Or is he going to try and be brave and stick go around cops? No, he's not. He's backing off a little bit, giving him some space. Cherry's trying to find the fastest line. It's going to compromise his exit speed there, which could open the door for Moreland. These two are going to try and go side by side into Maggotts and Beckett's. And there we go. Look, Moreland's trying to go round. Sees the open door. It's going to really put off Cherry's line. Moreland can carry his speed through. DRS open. ERS in use. Can he do it? Can Cherry stay ahead? Cherry's not really pushing, but Moreland's boxed him in beautifully there. Although Cherry's going to try and hang it in the inside. Oh, Moreland hung it around the outside much better than the right way. Hung it around the outside. And there's a fantastic overtake there from Moreland. And he's now on the attack of Ali Difa. Ali Difa's going to have no overtake to battle with. Sorry, no. Oh, he has no overtake to battle with actually, but he has no DRS to battle with. One's going to try and send it up early, maybe. He's just letting Ali Difa know he's there. He's filling up his wing mirrors with white and red. And you can see Moreland is literally pushing round the Aston Martin. He'll have DRS. There should be a simple overtake. A touch of overtake just to make sure he gets that move done. And up into 6th place now. But he's still 10 seconds away from Scott, or 9 seconds away from Scotty ahead of him. Dara and Gustav still within DRS. I think this is teamwork from the boys. Dara's probably slowing down to keep Gustav in touch. They're still pulling away quite happily from Johnny. We should start seeing some pit stops, I think, with the medium runners very, very soon. Erez, is he going to try and make a move on Rob? Not in Maggotts and Beckett, she's not. Rob did that very nice actually. It looked like he's a bit out of shape there, but he got a very good exit. Can Rob do anything against Cherry? Not without that DRS anyway. Johnny has come into the pits. Here we go. The first medium runner has come in to the pits to change onto the hards at lap 10. Start of lap 11. So is he going to go for the undercut potentially on the McLaren runners? We'll see where he comes out. Who else is behind? Moreland's also in as well. Moreland's come in. Also on for the hard tyres. So Moreland and Johnny choosing the undercut. It's going to leave... Is he going to be in fairly fresh air? Where did Johnny come out? Johnny come out with plenty of fresh air ahead of him. Moreland's going to come out right behind his teammate, which is actually good for him. He could potentially just tell him to get out of the way, essentially, and let him past. I'm staying on board with Gustav. Is Gustav actually pushing, or is he just... No, it doesn't look like Gustav is just holding in within DRS of his teammate there. Playing a team game, I think, these two. And they're doing a good job. 13 seconds gap between him and Scotty. Scotty's doing well to hold off Avi for the time being. They're both into the pits there as well, though. Scotty and Avi into the pits. Avi getting right up the back of the Williams car. Cherry is also diving into the pits. Oh, there's a bit of a battle going into the pits of Ali Difa there as well. And he gets a 5 second for speeding. 5 second penalty for speeding as they were racing into the pit lane. Rob has stayed out on the medium tyres along with Avi. No, sorry, not Avi. Right, Rob stayed out. Erez has stayed out. Dutch Face is on the hard, so he'll obviously stay out for as long as he can. Frenzy's staying out as well. So all the grids now getting lovely and jumbled. Where is Johnny coming out in all this? So Johnny is stuck behind Chubb now. Chubb also on the hard tyres. He's got no reason to get out of the way. So he's not had the best of openers, has Johnny. Stuck behind Chubb. It should be a simple move though to get past with these fresh hards. Chubb is going to defend it though. It's not going to make it easy for Johnny because his potential rival of his teammate Jack, who's not obviously here today. So Chubb's going to make it as difficult as he can for Johnny. The other flags are waving. This Gustav's gone off. Gustav's gone off. What happened there? It's got such a huge gap there. I think he's okay. He's going into the pits though. So they're double stacking the McLarens. And a 5-second penalty as well. Oh, this could be disastrous for McLaren. As we're seeing the medium tyres go on to Dara's car. Is he going to get held up, Gustav? Slightly. Not the worst of double stacks. Not the worst. So here we go. It does come in. So it's not the worst thing that could have happened, really. Because he was right behind Dara anyway. He's going to lose out a lot of time to Dara with that spin anyway. So it's not the worst thing in the world. We have got Rob also come in as well. Arez has come in. These four for the medium runners onto the hards. Dutch Face obviously stayed out on the hard tyres. So these guys... Gustav will still come out in second, essentially. With that pit stop, he's still a second place. On the faster tyre, so he's got nothing really to worry about from Chubb or Johnny behind. Moyland is starting to make his way back up as well with that pit stop. He's up into 8th now, but he's still a long way back from Avi. In that little group that he was with earlier. Just trying to see what's going on exactly. Was that wide there from Speedy going really wide? It's like he rejoined the track there. Not sure what happened there with Speedy. We're going to try and make a move on Erez. Erez is going to be on very cold, hard tyres. So Speedy wants to get his move done quick as he can. But Erez is going to hold it as much as he can. In down the inside. Erez is going to hold that line. And he's going to still try and hold it. As Speedy's going to try and go around the outside. And on the approach of Cops, he's got Rob ahead of him. Also on the cold tyres as well. They're going to go side by side through Cops. This is how you do it. Hamilton and... Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. We see a repeat of what happened with Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. As now Erez has got to kind of wait for everyone to go past before he can make a move around again. And there he is. He's back round. But here we go. Back on board with this race. Rob and Speedy trade in places there as Speedy goes around the struggling Rob on the colder tyres. Moylan's had another spin. God, Moylan's not having a good day at all today. It's another spin for Moyland. Doesn't like the third sector. Doesn't like the last sector of this track. It's a big shame. Big, big shame. So quickly reminder of who has pitted and who hasn't. I think most drivers have pitted now, other than, here we go, El Stefano not pitted, Chubb's not pitted, and Dutch Face not pitted. Mr. Carl's not pitted yet either. So there's a couple of drivers haven't pitted. Everyone else has now made that one crucial stop. Penalty wise, Hadzoda's got 11 seconds. We have Gustav with 8 seconds of penalties. With that 5 second speeding, that's not going to help him too much. And it's going to give Johnny some dollar signs in his eyes. Hopefully he can stay within that. 9 seconds for Mr. Carl. 8 for Cherry. There's a couple of penalties going around. Nothing really to write home about at the moment. No safety cars yet either. Dara sitting fast lap of the race on a 1:30.1. Gustav, has he had another moment? He's had a crash? Yes, he's had a crash. He's got wing damage. Wing damage there on the front of that car. So the 1-2 from McLaren has gone down the pan. And he's now having to pit for a new wing. And what's he going on to tyre-wise? And the 5-second penalty to serve. He's going to put on the hard tyres as well. Are they going to be the old hards or the new hards? They're the old hards. Oh no, what has happened with McLaren? Which looked like it was going to be an easy 1-2 has gone absolutely out the window. And those hards are going to be horrible. They're not going to make it to the end of the race, which means Gustav will potentially have to pit again for a new set of tyres. Moyland and Speedy are battling it out as Moyland's going to try and go around the outside of Speedy. He will pick up DRS as well, which will help him just blow past with a little bit of tow from Rob ahead of him. And Speedy is going to back out of that one, unsurprisingly. Moyland is trying all he can do to try and salvage this race from basically 3 spins he's had so far. All over the back of Rob as they're going through cops. He's going to try and go around the outside. Rob's going to pull out. Oh, Rob tries to defend the inside and Moyland does a little switcheroo. And a fantastic move there from Moyland to take that place back. And Rob just filters back in behind to hold off Speedy. Another spinner. That's Chubb. Chubb's had another spin in the same place as Moyland actually as they head into the pits. So he's coming to the pits there. Is Chubb for his mandatory pit stop. Joe, has he had a spin? Someone had a spin? No? A couple of moves. Oh, what's happening with Speedy? Speedy dropped up down a few places there. All movement around. What's going on? All these movements. Too many moves. Moyland gets Chubb in the pits and Chubb falls down, being in the pit lane at the moment. Who else following? Elsfar's coming to the pits, and so is Gustav, like I suspected he would do, because those hards are going to be dead. They're going to be completely awful now, these tyres. Look at this. He's going to go right to the back of the pack. Potentially will stay ahead of Hudzojo, but he'll definitely be behind GGC as he puts back on those medium tyres we saw from earlier. He's going to be a lap by his own teammate. From a 1-2 to a lap down, it's going to be ridiculous for the McLaren. Oh, what a shame. Avi now chasing down Scotty. He's got a big gap between him and Dutch Face behind. 15-second gap. Dara again flexing his muscles and set another fast lap of the race. We're going to stay on board. Yellow flags waving. Was that just Hudzojo get out of the way? Hudzojo spun and does get out of the way of the leaders. He's now a lap down. Now we're going to see if Gustav is going to let his teammate pass. He's going to get lapped very, very soon. Cherry gets overtaken there by DXD Carl. So Carl up into 10th place. The wooden spoon is Carl's for the time being. Avi still trying to chase down Scotty. I'm trying to keep an eye on the gap between, well, the dots of Dara and Gustav. Who else we got on board? Adidifa's chasing down Speedy. A bit of a big gap there for the moment, though. So we'll just keep an eye on that for the moment. And who else we got? Any other gaps we got? No, that's really it. Really, so this battle here for third place between Scotty and Avi, and then we've got the battle potentially for 8th between Speedy and Adidifa. Moylan's got to gain 4 seconds on Dutch Face. Both with penalties though. What is the penalty situation like between those two drivers? Both 3 seconds, so that's basically null and void each other. Dutch Face is on the faster tyre though, so that is the essential part of that. Put this back on so we can see the tyre lives. So everyone's essentially on their final tyres now. But let's have a look with Adidifa chasing down Speedy. I could hear a child crying or moaning anyway. Let's have a little look, see if I can just quickly tend to the book. Here you go. Back to sleep. Oh, Carl's coming to the pits. I must be for his first stop. Yeah, it is. Carl's the pitted yet. So Carl will fall down in the order. Gustav is still ahead of his teammate for now. Where have we got? Oh, that Speedy got past LED for there. Whether that was a mistake, I don't know. Because that gap wasn't in any danger. And now Joe is on the back of Rob, trying to get that place back. Just that final lap of the race. Quickly beaten by Dara. These two having a little game of themselves, really. And Gustav is now going to catch back up. I wonder if he's going to use the trickery of the fact that there's a McLaren leading and the McLaren at the back to get past some drivers. I wonder. Let's have a look. Where is Speedy? Fallen down a bit from Rob. Whether he's having a bit of a bad day, we're not too sure. I keep missing what's going on with Speedy. Avi's still stuck behind Scotty. Alidifa is up and down at the moment, same as Speedy, up and down with the gaps between him and the driver in front. Chubb and Erez, a potential move coming up soon because Chubb is on the faster tyres. It's on the very quick mediums versus the very new, well, the new-ish hards. Another penalty there for Cherry, 3-second penalty for Cherry. Carl and Gustav swapping places. Oh, very out of touch there was Erez. Nearly gets rammed by the Alpine. There we go now. DRS for Chubb as they go down the back straight. Oh, and again, Erez early on the brakes. And Chubb caught out a little bit there. But still manages to just hold on and not clamber into the back of the Haas. Moylan, oh, has to retire. That's in the pits, so no safety car so far in this race. 19 laps in, no safety cars. I wonder if fueling is going to come into an issue, because normally you expect a safety car at least once around here. So we'll see later on if fuel's going to come into effect. Not even a VSC, not a VSC today either. Erez is looking so much behind him, he runs onto the grass a little bit. And Chubb sends down the inside. Fantastic overtake. And will make that stick. Great move there from Chubb. Sends a little dummy and goes down the inside. Oh god, don't tell me his car's going to be on track and in the way of other people. Where is he? Where is he? Be careful, that car's not there. That car's not there. Get off track on Zojo's AI. Get off the track. Please get off the track. There it is. Careful, Cherry, that car's not there. Oh, it's off track. Careful, Cherry. Oh, I thought he was going to turn straight onto the track. And there we go. He finds the escape road and he's now off track. Finally. Avi's still struggling to get past Scotty. Scotty's got no overtake at all. So what is Avi waiting for? Maybe like a last ditch attempt to get past, to get that podium? He hasn't got to make the overtake, to be honest. He has got that penalty over Scotty. He must have picked up recently, Scotty. What are you doing? In 1 second, my co-commentator wants me. Come here. Come here. Come and sit with Daddy. Here we go. Come and sit with Daddy. That's it. Want some cars going round? Yeah? And Avi is all over the back of Scotty, literally pushing him round. Don't do a repeat of what we saw in the sprint race, Avi. DRS open now for the Haas. Dan is watching with intense right now. Also see potentially his Erez teammates trying to make the same sort of move later on down the pack. As you can see here, he's in a little battle of his own with Alpine and the Alpine of Chubb and then the Red Bull of Cherry. Gustav's making his way back up the field. He's now into 15th after his terrible series of events that saw him go from P2 to P5 to P20 essentially to last, or near to last. Who else we got? The battle between Rob, Speedy, and Aladiva's still going on as Avi has made that move, potentially made that move. Scotty's going to try and hold it as much as he can. Avi's got the inside line. Scotty now defends and can't do anything at the moment. Oh, this is going to be a close little battle, but he's got no overtake really to hold on. Avi does make that move and it looks like he'll hold it until the end of this. He's got a lot of overtake to use up, 50% compared to the struggling Scotty. Now the trick is for Ari to break that DRS and just to save himself some time. You having a little pump there? A little pump. Something in your eye. Up your eye. Up your face. There we go. So there we go. Let's give it a little bit now with Speedy still stuck behind Rob. Must be sick of seeing the back of that AlphaTauri. Most of the race now has been stuck behind. You having a poop again? Yeah? Alright, enjoy your poop. Have a nice poop. Maybe we'll speak of a look on board. We'll stay on board this little battle with Speedy's very close to overtaking Rob, but again just runs out of road. Not the best places to try and overtake on that corner unless you have a lot faster than the car in front. Rob is just doing enough now to hold on to 7th. It must be some place where Speedy struggles because he's... There we go, it must be here. So Speedy doesn't get the ground he needs through Maggotts and Beckett. So he loses a 10th there. Rob handles Maggotts and Beckett beautifully and does gain another 10th as he goes down the exit. So 2 tenths gained in the space of one sector. That's where Rob is keeping ahead of Speedy, even with DRS. So he's doing just enough to stay ahead. I've got a child pooping on me at the moment. Yellow flags are waving. Who's that has gone round? It looks like it's Mr. Carl. It is. Mr. Carl has gone a bit of a raid. That's pit lane doesn't exist anymore, mate. That's the old pit lane. Don't want to go in there. He's in last place at the moment. Not having the best of days. Is Mr. Carl. No treat for you today, buddy. Dara literally has not put a foot wrong all race and he's just sitting pretty in first. Johnny in second. Avi still with Scotty chasing him, or say holding on to the back of him really, holding on to his shirt tails. But as you can see, Avi was now flashing on ERS, so Avi pushed as much as he could and still not able to let loose, still not able to gain that gap he needed on Scotty. And Scotty with DRS now is going to try and go down the inside. Oh, not enough road. Not enough road. He's going to run out of laps sooner or later though, as they're approaching lap 24. I think it's... Oh, is they're 24 or they're 24? Let's have a look where they cross the line. It's Dara's 24, I know that much. Yeah, it's Dara's, yeah. So yeah, they're lap 24. It's just started now. So he has got 3 laps essentially. This lap and 2 more to try and get past Avi and regain his podium. Although Avi's still without a penalty. Avi's just got to keep it clean essentially. That's all he's got to do. Mr. Cole's come back into the pit and put on a set of softs. Is he going to try and take fastest lap away from Dara? Moylan is now within that 3-second gap of Dutch Face. As you'd imagine, Dutch Face's tyres are probably starting to fall off now. Percentage wise, 40%, but Moylan's on 50. So those hards aren't in a much better state than those mediums. But they'll meet that the hards will be able to hold the remaining life much better than the mediums ahead. And we do know Moylan did in practice today did run his mediums all the way to puncher point. Yeah, he did, didn't he? Yes, he did. That was a word from our sponsor, Pampers. I think what Danny's doing, he's reenacting the car sound. That's what the car sounds like to him. You watching the car? Yeah, that's a car noise, isn't it? Shut up! I'm trying to commentate. This isn't professional. What are you doing? You can't just make car noises. Now listen, you got to talk about substance. You can't just make car noises and expect the world to laugh. Yes, that is a car noise. Anyway, I'll talk over them screens. Condoms, kids. No, I'm joking. That'd be weird. Here we go, we're on board with Moylan. You like Moylan? Can Moylan do anything now to get past Dutch Face? DRS is open, but no ERS being used at the moment. Not trying to do it this lap. Dara is about to start his final lap of the race as he crosses the line to start the final lap. It's all going to come down to this for these drivers. They've got a lap and a half left without a screaming child. Shh! Stop screaming! Stop screaming! Stop screaming! Stop screaming! Stop screaming! No. That's it. Shh. Can't be screaming. You got to talk. Shush. Okay, here we go. Alright, here we go. Scotty's still not able to get close enough to Avi to make that move. Can Moylan do better? We see yellow flags waving in the final corner as Frenzy's gone round again, which elevates Chubb to that point position. And 3 second penalty to boot. Moylan has a little look up the inside, but thinks better of it. He's going to wait until the exit of Maggots, I think, to make the move. You can see the struggling car there. Dara will take the win of this race comfortably as well. Johnny Stokes, a little while to go yet. Can Scotty do anything to stop Avi? He might not be able to keep that third place, but he would like to cross the line instead. Moylan as well on the back of the Dutch race as they're going around Maggots and Beckett. Not able to do anything there. It's Scotty. Moylan now, one final attempt to try and get past Dutch Face. Chooses the outside line. Round Stoke. What can the Dutch Face do to defend? Looks like not a lot as Dutch Face goes round. Dutch Face tries too much on those tyres that are too worn. And Moylan will take 5th place. Avi takes 3rd. Scotty in 4th. 5th will be Moylan's. Dutch Face will just about cost. Well, he's got loads of space. Will take 6th place. Fantastic from them two. Now we've got the battle between. It says back marker. I thought that was Speedy trying to make a move. So that is Mr. Carl crossing the line. Rob comes in. Oh, he drops down to 9th for the penalty. Speedy takes 7th. Andifa in 8th. Rob in 9th. Chubb will take it in 10th. Erez will be 11th unless penalties come into play. Yes, he will. Frenzy will take 12. Will cross the line in 12th. Will he keep it? No. Gustav takes 12th. Frenzy 13th. And Cherry will take 14th. Right? Yeah. I know. Oh. Penalty 16. Driver of the day in Moylan's. For recovery, yes. But see, I don't know. Again, there's a lot of action around the track today. I'm not sure who to give it to personally. You can't put. I think you can't fault Dara. They did a fantastic job. Avi and Scotty obviously had a great battle. I think I think Avi's probably more deserving of it. Starting 7th, taking 3rd. Very good race from him. Splitting in Williams, boys. But here we go. So for the final time, let's get rid of that. This is your race feature race standings. Dara takes the maximum points. Fastest lap as well. Johnny Toast in 2nd, Avi in 3rd, 4th is Scotty, 5th is Moylan, 6th is Dutch Face, 7th is Speedy, Aldifa in 8th, Rob in 9th, Chubb in 10th, Erez in 11th, Gustav in 12th, Frenzy in 13th, Cherry in 14th, Astada in 15th, GDC in 16th, Carl in 17th, Hud Zojo and Booker Bronco did DNF and they will finish 18th and 19th. Points for the weekend. Dara takes away the literally maximum points you can take. 35 points for Dara. Johnny comes in 2nd, taking 24 points. Scotty 18. Avi takes 17. Moylan 14. Dutch Face 8. Gustav 7. Steve 6. Chubb 4. With along with Ali takes 4 as well. Rob takes 2. Cherry takes 1. And everyone else unable to score points. And that will be Erez, El Stefano, Frenzy, GDC, Mr. Carl, Hudzojo, and Pickup One. 6 laps of practice, and you came 15th overall. Bit more practice, I think, needed, El Stefano. Bit more practice. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. This has been DXD Hobo with the co-commentator, the human F1 car. You happy with that? Okay, fair enough. more practice. Don't forget. Shut up! Shut your noise! Shut your noise! Don't choke. Stupid. Alright, so don't forget, guys, to tune in tomorrow for the opening of the DXD FIFA Chairman League. We're going to kick it off with, I'll go through the fixtures actually. The first game will be Newcastle Rangers, Mansfield, followed by Mansfield, Colchester, Sunderland versus Sheffield, and then Young Boys versus Manchester United. And then on Wednesday, we're going to start off with Reading versus Werner Bremen, Inter Miami versus Tranmere Rovers, Tottenham versus Everton, Leeds versus Real Madrid, and Ajax versus Shamrock. Don't miss it. It's a fantastic race. Also, tune in to Rob Sim Racer on Twitch, DXT Rob Sim Racer on Twitch for the second round of the TTFL. That's going to kick off at 8 o'clock, with that race will be in Bahrain, and then followed shortly after that by the opener of GP2, also racing around here in Silverstone on a sprint, with myself as a driver, featuring in both. But yeah, so do tune in. DXT Rob Sim Racer on Twitch, DXT Hobo. But from all of us here, including the Screaming F1 child, we'll see you tomorrow if you're tuning in, or next week for round 2, which will be, actually, what is round 2 of RPR? Let's have a look what round 2 is. Thanks for that. You know, you meant to be a bed, right? No, it's bedtime. Is that your answer to that, yeah? Good stuff. Good stuff. There's the calendar. Alright, so round 2 will be Monza. So join us next week from Monza here at DXTV. Tomorrow and Wednesday for DXT FIFA League. DXT Rob Sim Racer on Friday for TTFL round 2 and RPR GP2 round 1. And other than that, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.